we're going to discuss tonight is a subject that is near and dear to my heart because I'm living what it means to let go of our checklist.
Checklist been around for a long time.
They have, and with all due respect, checklists they did serve a purpose. To a degree, you wanted to make sure you were choosing someone who you thought checked off certain boxes so that you were finding the right match. Right. And to a degree, they served their purposes, but they also kind of kept us trapped. I believe that now we need to transition the word checklist into standards. Yes.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because most checklists are built on this fantasy idea of the man we think would make the best partner versus the reality of who would make the best partner. And you only know that through living life and having experiences. In this single season of my life, being someone who was married for quite some time, over a decade, when I got back out here, I figured I knew what was the perfect fit for me. You know how tall he has to be, as cliche as that sounds, what type of earner he had to be, what type of education level he had to have. And I found, once I got to a place where I was able to actually date those men that on paper seemed like the perfect fit, there were so many other nuanced pieces that man was missing that made him not compatible with me. And I feel like that's what we need to look at, compatibility.
Right.
Not
I agree.
checklist per se. What do you think?
I agree because checklist it confuses qualifications over character, right? Like, yeah, you can make all the money in the world. You can take me to the Cheesecake Factory or Chipotle or whatever you girls are wanting your man to take you. He can take you to all these places. He can finance your whole lifestyle. He can do all of these things. He can dress nice. He can smell good. He can do that. But how is he in those times of stress? Like when you really need him to show up, how is he? Like, is he a listening ear? Is he an available shoulder? Is he, showing up in those emotional and spiritual realms? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely understand what you're saying.
Like, so, checklists can only get you so far. And checklists can get you caught up. When you looking for all those things, of what he looked like, his skin tone, and I'm not even going to get into colorism, y'all. But
that's a subject for another day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what he looks like. How attracted are you to him? Like, how big is his ding-a-ling? Like, how fat is his pockets? Like, all those things. All those things you looking for, girl, sounds like a toxic relationship to me. You know what I'm saying? What we really want to know is consistency. Is he consistently there for you? Like, not just as a provider, but do you feel safe? Do you feel heard? Do you
feel like your heart is being taken care of?
Exactly. So checklists can only get you so far, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's when you get rid of all that superficial and materialistic things, like, what's left?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
especially when you're looking to figure out who your life partner is. That's what you have to figure out. Are you choosing Mr. Right Now or Mr. Right? Like, for real. I can remember, like, my checklist was a checklist. And I'm speaking from experience, ladies. Once I gave that first guy that I typically would not have dated, because what happens is, especially as a single woman, what happens is you start meeting these guys, and you start meeting a few that actually checking off the boxes.
Yes, they checking all the
boxes. And
boxes.
you're like, okay, this
might be the one.
And then you start experiencing all the other areas that he lacks, that you underestimated were necessary for you to feel compatible with that person. And once I started to experience that, it made me completely rethink how I approach dating. And the first time I gave the guy I wouldn't normally date a chance, it was very eye-opening for me.
Right.
I surprised myself and had an opportunity to sit back and say, you know what? Now, although, because I'm still single, me and that guy are no longer dating,
but
for different reasons, it did open my eyes to say, you know what? I need to do away with this checklist, because there is potential for me to have the most amazing guy in my will and God's will for me that I'm choosing to overlook because of these checklists. Will I do away with my standards? Absolutely not. But checklists, it's time to get rid of those in 2026.
Yeah, there is definitely a difference between standards and checklists. We do not want to lower our standards just to get someone we think is the one. That's where settling comes in. Okay, and you know, you know what I'm saying. For another day, we're gonna get into settling. But you know, with you being married and now you're in your single stage, and then me, you know, I've been married 15 years too. You know what I'm saying, and when I look back and I think about, you know what I'm saying, how I moved before I got married and what made me get married, because I'm like, a bitch like me ain't never getting married, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, because I had this checklist and I just figured no one would ever meet that, you know what I'm saying? And so when I started looking at my checklist, height, physique, you know, how fit are you muscular, are you know, athletic, you know, how much money you make, what kind of car you drive, how much, you know what I'm saying?
And not to say that we didn't have character and discipline and God-fearing and things like that on the list.
But that was at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? But then when you start thinking and you start feeling all these emotions that's new, especially at a younger age, you know what I'm saying? You start feeling all these emotions and you was like, oh my goodness, I'm feeling things like, I'm looking towards the future now. You know what I'm saying? I can see something. I need to look beyond all these, you know, surface level things and qualities. Let's look at the substance. Compatibility.
Who can I sit with at 27 and 72 and be just as happy next to? That's what makes the difference. And the checklist a lot of times limit your ability to achieve that.
All right, y'all. Listen, it's time for some girl talk. In the comments below, what are your thoughts? Okay, should your checklist stay or should it go? If it's gonna stay, are revisions needed? Okay.
Things that make you say,
We want to know. Let's talk about it.
On that note, cheers.
Cheers.